So going into today's session, my higher time frame analysis was bearish as we did shift on Friday. Marked out a few levels here, previous day low, previous day high, as I do each session, and then also a daily inverse fair value gap and a 4-hour gap higher up, which I am wanting price to trade into, and then look for shorts from there. So 9:30 opened here, immediately started trading higher. So I've got a buy side level here marked out, which I do want price to sweep and then give some sort of sell confirmation from there. So we are reaching for that buy side now. We did sweep it and we also tapped into the 4-hour gap. I want to see price react inside this first presented gap, which it did not do, and order flow was staying heavy bullish. So I did flip my bias here and had another buy side level marked out, which I would want price to target before moving lower if it was to do so. So I was waiting patiently here for price to retrace 50% into the leg up, as we've not had any retracements higher yet, and there was a 5-minute fair value gap resting at 50% right there. So I do want to see the next macro take that low, tap into the 5-minute gap and give some sort of buy confluence, and then to target that buy side level, and then best case scenario the previous day high. Here we did have SMTs at the highs there, so I was just annotating a potential sell towards 50% of that range. However, I was watching the next candle trade and it started to push higher, disrespected the bearish gap, so I did abandon that idea completely, and I was just waiting for my levels to be traded into. So now we get that sweep that I wanted. I want this 5-minute gap to be tapped into as well. We are inside the 1050 macro, so once we tap in, we created the SMT and we got the change in state of delivery, which was my entry. For the entirety of the next hour I was in drawdown. It's not what I would wanted from this trade, however it is what it is. So the 1150 macro now started and price started to break out from my entry, going towards that first high, which I would be putting my stops to break even. And once we take that current session high, I did close out 8% of my contracts there. I am trailing my stops into profit now, as we are on a no news Monday, so I'm not expecting a big run up or down or anything like that. I was happy taking what was given to me. I'm just going to go through here a quick run through of the idea again. So I had marked out 50% of the range from the high to the low, where there was a 5-minute gap resting right there. So during the macro time, I was waiting for price to trade into that and give my entry confluence higher, which it did, and I executed with confidence, targeting that first high, the current session high for TP1, and then best case scenario was the previous day high, which we did not get, and here was the execution for that trade.